Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike Green. I'm one of the owners of 1A Auto. I want to help you save time and money repairing and maintaining your vehicle. I'm going to use my 20 plus years experience restoring and repairing cars and trucks like this to show you the correct way to install parts from 1AAuto.com. The right parts installed correctly. That's going to save you time and money. Thank you and enjoy the video.
In this video, we're going to show you how to remove and replace the shift lever, which contains the tow haul button on this 2002 GMC Sierra. This process is basically the same for any 99 to 02 with this body style, either truck or SUV. It's also similar for the 03 to 07, but taking the dash part might be a little bit different on those vehicles. And this is a common problem. The wire severs, as you'll see. Tools you'll need are a 7mm socket and ratchet, or even a 7mm wrench, T20 and T27 Torx drivers, a flat blade screwdriver, and a utility knife. I apologize for starting off like this, but I didn't film this very well. You want to pull your upper trim plate off, which you just pull off at the top, and here we start the vehicle, start the key on, put the shifter down into like a drive position, tilt your wheel down, and then that whole trim panel just comes right up and off. Okay, so you can see I've got my brake controller hanging down. Not everybody's truck's going to have a brake controller, but I pulled it down so I can access a screw there, and then one right over here next to the parking brake lever. Okay, now here we'll speed it up and just remove those. Those are 7mm bolts, so you'll need either a 7mm socket with a driver or a socket with a ratchet. Actually, and you could even use a 7mm wrench as well. Okay, now you just pull that panel right off, put it aside, and then I tilt the steering wheel back up for the next step. Now once you have that apart, you want to take off your bottom steering column cover, and I believe there should be some probably 20 Torx screws, probably one up in there and then one up in there, but they seem to be missing on this truck. So anyways, you can just grab hold of this tilt lever and give it a good pull, and it pulls out. And once that tilt lever's down, you can kind of push the bottom of your cover down and pull it out. Here's my new part with the orange wire. So looking under here, here's an orange wire that seems to be going nowhere. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my tilt lever back in and then tilt my wheel down. Okay, and then now looking up over my shifter here, I can pull this boot out of the steering column cover. You'll have an easier time here if you turn the key on and move the shifter down. And up over the shifter, and you can see here I have a Torx screw holding the shifter in. Okay, so now I'm using a T27 Torx bit with a driver and extension. Just removing that Torx screw. Okay, pull my shift lever out, and you can see, sure enough, the wire is just severed. Put my steering column back up, and what I'm going to do here now is just pry out these little clips that hold the wire. Okay, and there's one right here as well. Just make sure that your new wire comes with these clips in it before you pry them out. Now I'm going to use a utility knife to cut the wire tie that's around the little black wire protector. Do it very carefully, make sure not to cut yourself, and also be sure not to cut any of the wires. And now you can work your fingers in there, and that black mesh wire cover just kind of velcros together. So just work your fingers in there and pull that wire loom out.
Okay, so now I've fished it out, and here's my connection right here. You can see the little gray tab on one side. Opposite of that, you want to insert the screwdriver, which pries up on a little tab, and then you see it comes loose. Now I'm just going to pull my wire through this wire tie here. Actually, I'll just do this. Okay. Now here's my new lever. You put your new one on. Just put it through your shift boot here. So I'm just going to put it. Okay, so I've just got my new lever in place. I don't have it bolted in yet, but I have routed the new wire. And I'm just going to take a look here. Just want to see what this wire does. I believe it broke right here. Okay, that's where it's susceptible. Okay, so what I've done so far now here is I took this little wrap out, this little Velcro, just have to fold it over onto itself. So I've got my lead in here, and I should be able to plug it right back in. So it's plugged back in. Okay, and a good sign. Now with the key on, looking through the steering wheel here, press the button. Oh, and we get a tow haul mode. Yay! Take my little sleeve, slide it right in under here. Okay. Wrap it around as best I can here. Use a wire tie, just like whoever did it before me.
I'm going to fast forward here as I work to put the lower steering column cover on. And you can see I kind of mess with it, even in fast motion. I'm kind of messing with it for a little while. It's not difficult, it's just a matter of getting all there's 4 pins that go up in on the corners, and just making sure everything goes together correctly and then snaps together.
So now if you have these screws, put them in. This truck, like I said, is missing them. So I'll put that in.
Okay, I'm going to speed up here as I basically just put the dash back together, put the lower panel back on, kind of check the shift boot, make sure it's still in place correctly, then put that upper panel back on and snap it into place, and then put the 2 7mm bolts at the bottom of the lower panel. Okay, this may be a little out of order, but at the end, just put that T27 screw into the top of your shifter so it holds it onto the steering column. We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.oneauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.